ECNEC approves 10 projects involving an overall estimated cost of 6,506 crore and 50 lakh taka. Notunkuri, the talent hunt competition for children and adolescents starting again on BTV after 2 decades. Information and Broadcasting Advisor Mohammad Mahfuz Alam inaugurates the program activities. Witnesses' testimonies to be concluded in the first week of October in the case against Sheikh Hasina and 2 others for crimes against humanity, hopes prosecutor Mizanul Islam. Administration complicit in the looting of stones in Shada Pathor tourist spot in Sylhet, comments Environment, Forest and Climate Change Advisor Soida Rizwana Hassan. In Dhaka, the presence of lead in the blood of children aged 2 to 4 years up to 98%, according to a study by ICDDRB. 47 more Palestinians killed and 226 injured in Gaza in Israeli attacks in 24 hours. Israel preparing for the forced relocation of Palestinians to southern Gaza. And Inter Miami beat Los Angeles Galaxy by 3-1 with the performance of Argentine star Lionel Messi in Major League Soccer in the United States. Assalamu alaikum viewers, this is Upama Shaha with you, welcoming you to the news at 10. You have just heard the headlines, now moving on to the details. The Executive Committee of the National Economic Council (ECNEC) has approved 10 projects with an estimated total cost of 6,506 crore 50 lakh taka. The approval was given at the ECNEC meeting held with the ECNEC Chairperson Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus in the chair at the NEC conference room in Dhaka today. Members of the Advisory Council, members of the Planning Commission and concerned secretaries were present at the meeting. After the ECNEC meeting, Planning Advisor Dr. Wahiuddin Mahmood briefed the reporters. Of the approved projects, 5 are new, 2 are revised, while 3 projects with extension of period without increase in cost. Notable approved projects are modernization and capacity enhancement of 33 by 11 kV outdoor substations in existing industrial areas of Bangladesh Rural Electrification Board, construction of multi-storied residential flats for government employees within Azimpur Government Colony in Dhaka, and establishment of Robindra University, Bangladesh. Of the total cost of 6,506 crore 50 lakh taka, 3,821 crore 58 lakh taka will come from government funding, 2,428 crore 4 lakh taka as project loans and 256 crore 89 lakh taka from the implementing agency's own financing. Palestine ambassador to Bangladesh, Yusuf Ramadan, expressed his profound gratitude to the people of Bangladesh for their continued support to the people of his country. Mentioning the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, the ambassador said there is no food, no medicine. Children are the main victims. The ambassador made the comment as he called on the chief advisor, Professor Mohammad Yunus, at the State Guest House, Jamuna today. Yusuf Ramadan thanked Bangladesh government for joining other Muslim countries to condemn Greater Israel map announcement by Israeli Prime Minister. The ambassador requested Bangladesh authorities to consider importing more Palestinian products to Bangladesh. Ambassador Ramadan also expressed his support for the interim government and wished it every success. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus reaffirmed Bangladesh's solidarity with Palestine. Our people stand with you. The government will continue its support, he said. He also expressed his hope for recognition of Palestine by more countries in coming days and ultimate goal of a viable two-state solution. After nearly 2 decades, the popular talent hunt competition for children and adolescents Notunkuri is starting again on Bangladesh television. Notunkuri is a historical name in the cultural arena of Bangladesh. After the independence, the competition was launched at first on Bangladesh television in 1976. Still remains as an unfading memory. It was an unforgettable step for searching talents from the children and adolescents of the country, which has encouraged generations for art and culture. Information and Broadcasting Advisor Mohammad Mahfuz Alam inaugurated the online registration process for participants of Notunkuri 2025 at Bangladesh Television Bhavan in Dhaka today. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Mahbuba Farzana and Director General of Bangladesh Television Muhammad Mahabubul Alam were present. Registration for the Notunkuri competition will be available online until September 5th. Notunkuri's regional selection will start in 19 regions on September 11, while division level selection will begin on September 23rd. Final selection of Notunkuri will take place in Dhaka from October next. The final of the competition will be held from November 2 to 6. There will be competitions in various subjects including solo and group performances, dance, song, recitation, painting and storytelling. Participants aged 6 to 10 years will compete in Group K and those aged 11 to 15 years will compete in Group K. The fourth day of the witness testimony in the case concerning crimes against humanity during the July-August mass uprising filed against the deposed Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and two others is being held today. The testimony is taking place before International Crimes Tribunal 1 headed by Justice Muhammad Ghulam Mortoza Mojumdar with Justice Shofiul Alam Mahmood and Justice Muhitul Haq Enam Choudhury as the other members of the three-judge panel. The two other accused in the case are former Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal and former Inspector General of Police Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamun. Today, testimony from 4 witnesses has been scheduled. So far, 3 witnesses, a vegetable vendor Abdul Samad, July fighter Mizan Mia and Naim Shikdar have given their statements, bringing the total number of witnesses examined to 8. On 6th August, after hearing the 4th and 5th witnesses, the tribunal set today for continuation of the evidence. During a break in the proceedings this afternoon, Prosecutor Mizanul Islam told reporters he hopes that witness hearings will be completed by the first week of October. Earlier in the day, arrested accused and state witness Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamun was produced before the tribunal. Meanwhile, Tribunal 1 has fixed 25th August as the next hearing date in the Rampura shooting case, in which a young man hanging from a balcony was shot during the July-August uprising. In addition, the Ashulia Konabari Hridoy murder case and the Jatrabari and Mohammadpur crimes against humanity cases, the tribunal has granted the prosecution 2 additional months to complete their investigations. This morning, 17 accused were produced before the tribunal in connection with crimes against humanity, including murders committed in Mohammadpur, Rampura, Jatrabari and Konabari in Ghazipur. The High Court has set 26th of October for the hearing of former Chief Justice ABM Khairul Haq's bail and case dismissal petitions in the case over the killing of Jubodol activist Abdul Qayyum Ahad in the capital's Jatrabari during the anti-discrimination student movement last year. The High Court bench, comprising Justice Muhammad Zakir Hussain and Justice K.M. Rashiduzzaman Raza, passed the order following a time petition filed by his lawyers. Besides this case, Justice Abim Khairul Haq is facing 3 other cases, including one related to verdict forgery. BNP leaders held a meeting with Chief Election Commissioner CEC A.M.M. Nasiruddin at Nirbachan Bhavan today ahead of the upcoming 13th national parliamentary elections. Following the meeting, BNP Standing Committee member Mohammad Nazrul Islam Khan briefed journalists saying the party discussed several issues with the CEC, including election preparations, law and order, voting rights of expatriates, and delimitation of constituencies. He said expatriates holding national identity cards, NID and e-passports will be able to cast their votes in the forthcoming polls. BNP urged Election Commission to extend the opportunity also to expatriate Bangladeshis holding machine-readable passports. Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Water Resources Advisor Soda Rizwana Hassan said the local administration was complicit or remained silent over the looting of stones in Sylhet. Perhaps they could not take risks due to local all-party unity there. The advisor said this while talking to journalists at her Water Resources Ministry office in the Bangladesh Secretariat this afternoon. The advisor said the chief advisor has already announced that the national election will be held in the first half of February in 2026. The Election Commission has been instructed to get prepared accordingly, and they are doing so. Replying to a question from journalists about different political statements following the announcement of the election timeline, she said political parties have their own calculation, but that has nothing to do with the government's stance. BNP Acting Chairman Tariq Rahman stressed on the need for caution so that Bangladesh does not turn into a sanctuary of fundamentalism. He was virtually addressing a views-sharing meeting with the poets and literateurs at the Jatiyo Press Club this afternoon. The event was organized by BNP Media Cell in association with Kobita Porishad. Tariq Rahman urged all to remain united for democracy. BNP Standing Committee member Salahuddin Ahmed also spoke on the occasion. Tariq Rahman further said that a fair election is essential for building an accountable state. Naibi Amir of Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islam, Syed Abdullah Muhammad Tahir, has said without PR system, the transparent election is not possible. He said that those who rely on black money and muscle power, they do not want PR system. The Jamaat leader said these at a seminar titled Legal Basis of July Declaration and July Charter at the Engineers Institute Auditorium in the capital this afternoon. Those who do not believe in democracy, they are supporters of fascism. He demanded to hold a free, fair and credible election, giving importance to public opinion. Jamaat Secretary General Mia Gholam Parwar mentioned that people did not comply with the July Declaration. Another Hasina will be born if election is held without providing legal basis to July Declaration, he added. Under the leadership of the interim government, Bangladesh's economy has made a notable recovery. Export growth, record remittance inflows, lower inflation and rising foreign exchange reserves now present a new economic outlook. When Dr. Muhammad Yunus's interim government assumed office in August 2024, the country was facing high inflation, a reserve crisis and strong depreciation pressure on the currency. Within a year, the situation has changed significantly. In July, the first month of the 2025-26 fiscal year, export earnings reached $4.77 billion, almost 25% higher than in the same period last year. Remittances in July amounted to $2.477 billion, the highest ever for a single month. Foreign transactions recorded a $3 billion surplus. Foreign currency reserves have increased to $30 billion, the highest in several years, and per capita income has risen to $2,820. At the same time, the interim government has started repaying the massive $156 billion in debt accumulated by the former fascist Hasina government. In the 2024-25 fiscal year, the government repaid a record $4.087 billion in principal and interest, the largest single-year repayment in Bangladesh's history. Despite a year of relief, several challenges remain. Although inflation has fallen to a single digit, which is 8.55%, the cost of living is still weighing on ordinary people. GDP growth has fallen to 3.97%. However, economists say that if the current momentum continues, investment, employment and the capital market will improve further and strengthen the recovery. According to the ICDDRB, up to 98% of children aged 2 to 4 years in Dhaka have measurable levels of lead in their blood. The study also shows that children living in areas under the Dhaka South City Corporation are more heavily affected than those in the north. Experts note that children living within 1 kilometer of industrial factories are 43% more likely to be exposed to lead compared to the children living 5 kilometers away. Now, international news.